630-pound Lisa Sellers is drawing rapidly closer to a disabling existence just like Paul. At just 39, her knees are becoming crippled under the sheer weight of her body, while her enormous stomach hangs as low as her knees. Since separating from her husband 2 years ago, Lisa and her 19-year-old son, Nick, have lived alone in a small 2-bedroom house in North Carolina, in which she's a prisoner. A self-confessed food addict, she is trapped by something which she finds impossible to control.
There's a lot of mixed emotions involved in, just that plate of cookies sitting over there. The guilt, the guilt, for wanting them, or, for being happy that they're there, It's just, the whole deal with food it's just a whole roller coaster of emotions that I go through.
I have noticed that I guess she gets a little more excited than, say, I would about eating a bag of cookies coming to the house. They're gone in a pretty short amount of time, or just any type of junk food that you can just have between meals and stuff and just snack on. She gets a little overboard with it.
If I was here by myself, I would probably be, reaching for those cookies just within a few minutes. Probably as soon as I felt like it was safe. Nobody was around or was going to come in or come back. I'd be right on those cookies, yeah. I remember growing up, my mother, she liked sweets. And my daddy didn't really like for us to keep them in the house, but she would buy them and hide them. She had a little hiding place in the closet, and anyway, I knew where it was, and I would go sneak in there and get some.
The way that we are brought up, even before we're born, the food that our mother eats, the food that we're exposed to in infancy, and the habits we learn through our childhood all influence how we eat and how we perceive food as an adult.
They're definitely, she definitely has weird, unusual eating habits. And, like she'll get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom and then make a trip to the kitchen and fix something to eat. Whereas most people would get up, go use the bathroom, and go back to bed. She makes a stop at the kitchen.
If I'm going to eat something like candy or cookies or cake, something sweet or something that's bad, I will eat them when, it's just me, when no one's around at night. I'm getting ready to go to sleep, and this is kind of my ritual that I do sometimes, some nights before I go to sleep, or I have a snack before I go to sleep, and it kind of, helps relax me and kind of, helps me ease off into sleep. I would say that probably food is probably one of the first things I think of when I wake up in the morning, and, probably one of the last things I think about when I'm going to sleep.
This bedtime snack alone totals 1,040 calories.
The reason why she can consume so much of a high-sugar product is almost certainly just because her body is not reacting to it in the same way that leaner people do and isn't telling her that she's had enough. And of course, you become accustomed to that high sugar intake. Your body levels of insulin are high and remain high, and the complex physiological processes that then occur take away that brain signal that says, I've had enough, it's time to stop.
Typically, an average-sized man will store body fat around his waist. But for a woman, fat distribution is different. She will store fat around her hips and thighs. But for a supermorbidly obese woman like Lisa Sellers, this feminine trait no longer exists. The whole body simply becomes overwhelmed with fat, as the fat cells in the body swell to become up to 6 times bigger. When you gain weight, your fat cells also begin to multiply, from the average 40 billion up to 100 billion. If Lisa were to lose weight, This increased number of fat cells will never decrease. They can only shrink in size.
The relationship I have with food is very much like a love-hate relationship. It's like when I'm eating, I feel almost, euphoric. I love the taste of the food and, everything about it, about eating. But afterwards, I feel like I've done something wrong. I feel guilty about it, and that depresses me, breaks me way down. There was someone who was close to me who had a problem with drugs one time, and I used to be very, I guess I had really hard feelings toward her about that. But then, I realized one day that we're really no different. She gave up a lot of things because of her addiction to drugs. She gave up her children. But then I realized that I'm no different because I've given up my health for food. I say, how can I judge her? Because I'm the same.
Like any addict, Lisa will do anything to get her next hit, even if that means forcing her young son to feed her chocolate habit, which, alone, has the potential to make her gain a pound every day.